Today is day 10 of holiday baking month, and we're making something truly special where the smell of chocolate and toasted coconut is filling the air. Moist, rich chocolate cupcakes topped with that classic gooey coconut-pecan frosting. A festive cupcake with its own tiny celebration. So grab your apron, preheat that oven, and let's bake some chocolatey joy together. If you haven't already, make sure to subscribe and tap that bell and continue baking with me. Today in the kitchen, we're making German chocolate cupcakes. I'm starting with water in a measuring cup. I have a little bit more than half a cup. I'm going to heat this up in the microwave. For the chocolate and the cake, I'm using the Baker's German sweet chocolate. I've heated up the water to where it's very hot and it's down to half a cup, and I'm going to add the Baker's chocolate into the water and it's going to melt. Once you place the chocolate into the hot water, continue stirring until the chocolate is all melted. And then continue stirring until it is a smooth mixture. Set that aside and we're going to let that cool. In a medium-sized bowl, I'm going to add in the gluten-free flour. 2 1/4 cups of gluten-free flour. I'm using the Just About Foods gluten-free 1-to-1 all-purpose baking flour. Next, add in the Hershey's cocoa, 1 tablespoon. Baking soda, 1 teaspoon. Baking powder, 1/2 teaspoon. Salt, 1/2 teaspoon. And then mix this all together. I'm going to set the flour mixture aside and I'm going to move to the KitchenAid mixer. I'm going to use 1 1/4 cups of butter, so that's 2 sticks of butter and then 4 tablespoons on that 3rd stick of butter. And just add all the butter to the mixing bowl. And then add 1 3/4 cups of sugar. And then mix this all together. And mix it until it's light and fluffy. It's done mixing now, and I'm just going to scrape off the beaters and scrape down the sides. And then I'm going to add in 4 egg yolks, and I'm going to do 1 at a time. And then just put the egg yolk in with the butter and sugar and then give that a mix. And the egg white I'm going to put into another mixing bowl. And then just continue this process with the next 3 eggs. And that was the last one, and give it another good mix. Then add in 1 1/2 teaspoons of vanilla. Then I'm going to turn it off and scrape down the beaters and the sides. Then add in the German chocolate and mix that in. And then scrape down the beaters and the sides. And then measure out 1 cup of buttermilk. And then I have the flour mixture that we made earlier, and I'm gonna alternate the gluten-free flour and the buttermilk as we mix that in. So I'll just do roughly 1 cup of the gluten-free flour and then add in a little bit of the milk and mix that together. Then add in roughly another cup of the gluten-free flour and then add in the rest of the milk. Then mix that all together. And then when it's mixed together, scrape down the beaters and scrape down the sides. Reheat the oven to 350 degrees. Then I'm gonna remove this from the stand because we don't need to mix it anymore. We're gonna beat up the egg whites and beat these until they're frothy. These are getting frothy now, so I'm gonna slowly sprinkle in 1/4 cup of sugar a little bit at a time. And then beat this until stiff peaks form. I'm now done beating the egg whites and I'm going to fold them into the cake batter. Then once you have that good and folded in, it's time to go ahead and start making the cupcakes. I'm using the jumbo cupcake liners, and I'm just gonna line the pan with the cupcake liners. Using an ice cream scoop, I'm just gonna put the batter in each of the cupcake liners. I've got those all filled up, just give it a good shake, and then they are ready to go into the oven. And bake these for about 35 to 45 minutes. Then I'm making up the second batch. This whole recipe will make 24 cupcakes. While these are baking, I'm gonna go ahead and start on the frosting. I have 1 cup of brown sugar, 1/2 cup of sugar, 1 can of evaporated milk. Just give that a good shake and then pour that right in. And then stir that together. And add in 3 egg yolks. Mix the egg yolks in. Then add in 3/4 cups of butter. That's 1 stick and 4 tablespoons of the next stick. I'm gonna add that in. Then mix in the butter and we're gonna turn this to medium heat. Add in 1/8 of a teaspoon of salt. I'm gonna continuously stir this and cook this and bring it to a boil for about 5 minutes. This is now at a boil, so I'm gonna turn the heat off and I'm gonna add in the coconut. I'm using the Baker's sweetened coconut. It's 14 ounces and I'm gonna add the whole bag. And then mix that all together. add in half a teaspoon of vanilla and mix that in. And then I'm gonna let this cool before we frost the cupcakes. The cupcakes are now done, so I'm gonna go ahead and get those out of the oven and let these cool before frosting. So I've let everything cool down. I have frosted some without the pecans, and then I added in 1 cup of pecans and just mixed that in, and I'm going to frost the rest of the cupcakes. And I just use a heaping spoon for each of the cupcakes. And now I have all the German chocolate cupcakes frosted with the coconut frosting. And this is what it looks like on the inside. Baking these German chocolate cupcakes for the holidays is absolutely perfect. There's just something about that deep chocolate flavor mixed with sweet caramelized coconut that feels so festive. These cupcakes look beautiful on any dessert table, and the taste, pure comfort and celebration in every bite. I love how these cupcakes bring people together, whether you're serving them at a Christmas dinner, gifting them to friends, or having one with a mug of hot cocoa while wrapping presents. These cupcakes are guaranteed to hit. They're sure to make hearts and bellies happy. Enjoy! Dinner is served. Thank y'all for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe and let us know if you made German chocolate cupcakes. We'll see you next time in the kitchen.